Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Your friendly ALTTPR ladder mods are here once again. I am Big Dunka. I'm joined here by with Herfy Durfy. Herfy, how you doing today, bud?
Hey, I'm doing all right. Enjoying my Sunday evening. Almost time to go back to work, unfortunately. But other than that, no complaints from me.
Fantastic, fantastic. It's 2 p.m. here my time, so I still got a half a day. But hey, that's not what we're doing here today. We are here to announce our season 14 changes and announcements and schedules and all that fun stuff.
All the good stuff.
All that good stuff. So I hope everybody's enjoying their day. So we have 4 major things to go over today. First, we'll get our schedule announcement, what our season 14 schedule will be. We do have some changes to talk about in regards to grab bag as well as mystery. So we'll talk about those as well. And then, of course, the worst kept secret in ladder is that we are going to have another invitational this season. And we will be announcing that as well. So, yeah, so that is that. So I think there's no reason why we can't just dig right into this, can we?
Sure, let's go right ahead. I'm sure people are excited.
Fantastic. So, season 14. We have a new schedule. So, I mean, is anybody in chat? Anybody want to put any bets what we're opening with? Anybody? Because, I mean, it's pretty... I'll say this. We generally don't screw around with the opener unless we have to replace it with something else. We start season 14 with open. Who knew? Who knew it was going to be open? The good old-fashioned open. Everybody loves open, don't they?
Of course. Who could not love open?
Yeah, except open, there's that random, every third open is like a 145, 150 seed, regardless of how fast you do it, because it's a pain in the ass. But, that does happen. So,
I mean, that just sounds like rando to me, to be honest.
Yeah, open mode is like the king of rando modes, where you just get screwed over so often. It's just, but hey, you know what? It's a staple. It's not going anywhere unless we have a different type of open mode. So we're just gonna, open sticks around for another season. Next on the list is our mystery mode. We are going to go ahead and keep this rotation. We used to have mystery in the 4th spot in the rotation. Last season we did switch it over to the 2 spot. We're going to continue moving those back and forth for right now. Mystery staying in the 2 spot seems fine. We do have some other things that we need to keep spread apart. So mystery. So we're going to open with the same 2 modes as we do for season 13. We will be talking about mystery changes here just a little bit, but mystery is mystery. Some people love it, some people hate it. It is what it is. If you want to get a nice little surprise, there you go. The 3rd spot is a return of an old mode that we have not had on the rotation in a long time. It's been a long time since this guy's been on here. Reduce crystals.
Oh, man.
Reduce
it has
crystals.
Been a while.
Yeah, so this is one, I'm going to say, we did reduce crystals in like season 5 or 6, maybe 7. It was somewhere that range. It's been a long time.
Mm-hmm.
So, obviously, we are rotating the Ambrosia. I still can't pronounce it. Nobody can actually pronounce it. We just make things up. That's getting cycled out this season. So we need something to kind of slip into that 3-hour spot, and Reduce Crystals is perfect. Now, Reduce Crystals, for those that didn't play it around the first time, is a 6/6 Ganon kill. So you're basically taking 1 crystal off for both Ganon, Volt, and GT access. Does potentially open up a few shenanigans with GT, but it's usually just a slightly faster seed, and then you get to choose which dungeon you don't want to do. So, nothing with that. Nothing with that. I do believe it is Reduce Crystal. Wait, excuse me. Was Reduce Crystal 6/6 faster? I think it was 6/6 regular, wasn't it?
I believe so. I actually don't remember
God, you
because
know what?
it's
Now you're
been
gonna have
so
me look
long.
it up. Hold on. I can look this up.
I think it was fast because we figured that 6-6
It is
crystals
fast Ganon. That's right.
didn't make it. Like the 6-6 doesn't make it too outlandish where like super crazy stuff happens all the time, but the fast cannon gives you a little bit of a time save still.
Yeah. What do I know? I don't know anything around here. I just pick things and throw them into a bucket.
Yeah,
Um,
we just tell them what to do. The kids in charge, really.
so yeah, 6-6 fast. My bad. So it does lead to some fast seeds though. It's actually not that dissimilar to kind of the way that the Ambrosia mode does currently, where you get to kind of pick and choose which dungeons you want to do. Things go a little bit faster.
Hmm.
But yeah, we needed something to kind of even things out because we do have some other things on the schedule here. So, speaking of which, our soon to be named Invitational. We'll get to this very very soon. Two things to note here. Number one, it's right in the middle of the schedule. Number two, it is a 4-hour mode. Now, we usually leave 4-hour modes, we reserve them for very particular types of races. This one is no exception. And we will be getting to that here probably in the next 10 minutes. You'll know what's going on with that. So here we go. We'll talk about that here soon.
Hmm.
Casual boots. What can he say about
Casual
boots?
boots. Everyone loves a casual boots. Right?
Everybody loves casual. It is the number one rated mode on ladder still. More people play casual boots than any other mode. Do you know cross keys is still number 2?
Really?
Blows my mind that cross keys is number 2. But yeah, can't do anything wrong with casual boots. It's gem approved. So, yeah. So there's that. So casual boots in there is normal. Grab bag. Of course, grab bag's not going anywhere. Grab bag is good. Now we are going to have some changes to grab bag here that we'll be talking about here soon. But grab bag is still there. Now, one thing to keep in mind, and you'll notice this as well, it's kind of telling. Grab bag is still listed as a 3-hour mode, which does tell you a few things, and we will explain this here shortly. I know we did talk about kind of shuffling in some entrance modes into grab bag for this season, but we are not going to do it. Not right now, at least. We'll see what happens down the road. But for right now, grab bag is going to remain at 3 hours. And yeah. And our 7th on the list, the other half of the Invitational. If you're watching really closely, you'll notice something is missing from this schedule. Something that has not been taken off the schedule in the history of ladder. So, yeah. We'll get to that here shortly. So, this is our official Season 14 schedule. What do you think, Herf?
Yeah, I mean, I like it, as always. I think it's a good one. Obviously, the thing people will care most about at the moment is the soon-to-be-named Invitational. But I'm happy that Reduced Crystal is back after an extremely extended break. I think it makes for a great 3-hour mode. Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's a nice balanced, especially when you find out the invitational information. It's a very balanced schedule, and we'll go from there. So, grab bag modes. So we are going to do some changes to grab bag, and I've been paying attention to when grab bag modes have been rolled and what people say about grab bag modes, and more importantly, about how we've had some overlap with our grab bag. We do have some modes in grab bag that are somewhat similar. And we're going to try to change things up a little bit so that it doesn't feel like you're getting the chance of getting similar modes is really high. We want it to remain even and balanced. So here's what we're doing. We're going to cut down the modes in Grab Bag every season down to 10. So there will be always 10 modes total for Grab Bag. We're also going to make sure that there is no repeats in Grab Bag. So in this case, Reduced Crystals is in Season 14. Reduced Crystals will not be in Grab Bag for this season. So anytime that we do that, we're gonna rotate in and out for modes that make a comeback or something that's very close. Mm-hmm. But the most important thing is what we're doing is that we're going to be grouping up similar modes. So we have a list here of some of the modes that we've had in Grab Bag, or some of the modes that would be expected to be in Grab Bag in the future. So see the first one, inverted AD keys, inverted keys, and Ambrosia. All three of those are fairly close to being the same mode. Open keys and AD keys, open boots and open plus, standard, hard standard. You understand what we're going with here is that these modes are pretty close to the same on what they do. So what we're going to make sure is that we only are going to have one of these at a time in the rotation. So especially with like standard and hard standard. Those are practically the same mode. It's just you don't find out that it's hard standard until an hour later when you find the fourth sword.
Yeah, pretty much.
So we're going to go ahead and mix those up. And yes, I realize I have a typo. It should be inverted cross keys, not inverted key sanity on that last line. My bad. But yes, so we're going to make sure that we don't double things up. And that we're going to pick and choose different modes and then mix them in with our wildcard modes. So we have a series of other modes here that are kind of considered kind of their own entity. They don't have a lot to do with some of the other modes, like Gold Rush is very unique. Ludicrous Speed, very unique. Potpourri, very unique. These are ones that don't really have a lot to do with the other modes. And we're going to go ahead and mix and match certain things and then mix and match the remaining modes. And we will continue to cycle them out season to season so that we got to make sure that we're going to limit it to 10, but that we always keep rotating things out. And as new modes come in, we'll add them to the pool. We'll reshuffle them up every season. We might have a little fun with that, maybe starting the season after, to how we're going to choose those modes. And we'll go from there. So we hope that this will take some of the feeling like, oh, I just rolled open boots and it was open plus yesterday. It's basically the same mode. And we want to take that away so that each mode feels a little bit different.
And just to address the issue in chat right now, Grab Bag is a 3-hour mode in this season. But depending on which modes we include in it, it may change to a 4-hour mode again. So it doesn't mean that once the inverted cross keys is in there, it will stay a 3-hour mode. We'll see.
And that's exactly on the next thing that we would bring up here. So, yes, so there are no entrance modes this season in Grab Bag. We did talk about mixing in entrance modes, and we probably will down the road. For this season, it didn't make sense to do so. And yes, as you can see, we promise we will make it up to you somehow and soon for you entrance lovers. But these are the 10 modes that we are going to choose for this. Most of this was me flipping a coin. I took the ones that we had 2 of. I flipped a coin. I took those. The rest of them I kind of just chose at random. This will make our baseline. So next season, don't expect any of these 10 modes in the Grab Bag pool unless we just have to throw one in at random. But these are going to be the 10 modes that we have for Season 10. So it's going to be AD keys. The Ambrosia, whatever you want to pronounce that. Champion Swordless is still in there. I'm sure everybody's going to love that. Hey, blame, what was that, Season 9, 8, when they chose that? I still think, or no, 7. I think it was 7. I still like that mode, but that's just me. Yeah. Enemizer, which is your standard enemy shuffle, boss shuffle, hard standard. So this is the hard version of the 2 standard modes. Inverosia is going to take our inverted spot for this season. Ludicrous Speed, that's the one where there's 4 of everything. MC Shuffle, straight up MC Shuffle, Open Boots, and SGL Boots. So you do get 2 Boots modes in here. Yeah. So that will be our 10 modes in Grab Bag for this season. And again, next season, don't expect to see any of these 10 in here. And we'll just continuously shuffle in new modes, switch things around, and we'll try to keep things as fresh as we can. So hope everybody will appreciate the fact that you will get less repeated modes going forward with Grab Bag.
Yeah, it should be a little more of a mix instead of, running an open seed and then getting an open hard and Grab Bag and being like, well, I just did that, I guess.
Exactly. And that's what we're trying to, because I have seen that has been kind of a small gripe when the seeds have been rolled and we see that, and we are trying to acquiesce to what you want. So, and yes, I have a cat in the background. She's very hungry, but she's not getting fed for another hour plus, and she knows it.
Dude, I mean, not that cats ever cared.
No, she doesn't give a shit. So, all right. So that is our Grab Bag announcement. Mystery. Okay, so we sat down and we went through every mystery setting that was available, both past, present, and future. And we decided that there are no mysteries changes for this season.
Yep.
Mystery's in a good spot. It's in a pretty good spot. I think the modes that we put in for this season were good enough. We'll keep those in there. I also, not to spoil anything, I suspect they'll probably be remaining intact for another season. We're going to give these 2 or 3 seasons to people use them. I haven't seen any complaints about certain modes in this. It seems like it's in a pretty good balance spot. We will still look into expanding things in the future, but yeah, it's in a pretty good spot right now after the last change. So yeah, no mystery changes. Sorry to spoil anybody's party.
Yeah, I mean, as you said, it's been working out nicely. People haven't complained too much, or at least not more than they usually do.
Exactly.
And it's working out all right. So never change a running system, as they say.
Absolutely. So, is it soon? Is it soon yet? We did promise things soon.
It's kind of soon.
I think it's soon. I think we've waited long enough. Let's talk about the next Invitational. So, this is one I'm really excited about. This one. This is I think one that is going to. I suspect people will enjoy it, and we might get a little pushback, and that's okay. It's okay. But I think, for the most part, people are going to enjoy this. So, we promised all of you entrance lovers that soon we would make it up to you. And here we go. The next Invitational for Ladder in Season 14 is the Entrance Extravaganza Invitational.
Yay!
Yay! Let's see what everybody has to say about it. Yay!
Applause.
Yay! Look at this. Oh, look at them all. They love it. Oh, this is so good. Look at them go. Oh, and there's Patrick and Sponge. Oh, they love it. Oh, and there's and woo! Oh man, that's just so good. And then much reach. Everybody loves this. Everybody loves this. Even the slow clap. These guys are loving this. I think Lazy Kid even partied last night. And,
incredible.
That's disgusting.
Oh, no.
That's disgusting.
That kid.
That is just so wrong on so many levels. I am so disappointed. Ugh. Anyway. Not to put a... It's so disgusting. That is so oh.
Yeah, that's just wrong.
That's just wrong on so many levels. Just... Anyway. There's a reason he lives across the street from the tavern. What is exactly the Entrance Extravaganza? So... Similar to what we've done for the last Invitational, the system we believe works really well. So there's 100 races over the Season 14 schedule. We saw that in the opening schedule itself, that it's 50 races, but twice on the schedule, so we get 100. Now, here's where it gets interesting. We're going to mix all three of our entrance modes that we do on ladder together. And you will get one of the three when we do settings. So that means you can either get cross keys, you can get inverted cross keys, or you can get retrants. This will occur when the pairings are locked and created, similar to the way that you will understand, or similar to the way that you will hear the mode when grab bag is in there. So you will find out after you are locked in, after your pairings are being generated, then you will find out what it is. All pairings are going to have the same mode. So if there's 10 pairings in the race and cross keys is chosen, everybody is going to have cross keys. We do not mix and match that. Do caveat in here, RNG is random. If there's 5 cross keys races in a row, there's 5 cross keys races in a row. If there's 1 retrance in the first 20, there's 1 retrance in the first 20. We're not going to balance anything. We're just going to pick 1, 2, or 3 and let it out. So it is what it is. Everything else is going to be basically the same. Again, the modes, or the way that we've set this up, seems like it is... seems that it works out pretty well. We're going to take the top 16. 10 races required. Still going to be intact. So you do need to race 10 out of the 100 races throughout the season. And we will go ahead and poll the top 16 at the end of the season of those that can or choose to attend. And we'll keep the same structure. It's kind of what we did with the Open Plus, and it worked out really, really well. Mm-hmm. And yeah, like I said, mostly just grab bag for entrance with the 3 entrance modes, prizes and shit. The prize pool for this is going to be identical to the prize pool that we had for the last one, for the Open Plus. There will be... we still have the same... we still have the NT that's available for a prize. We still have all the other ones. There will be a full FAQ that'll be posted probably in the next week or two that goes over all the details. But yeah. The entrance extravaganza.
Yeah, there it is.
So hopefully our entrance lovers will enjoy this. We did get a pretty positive reaction from inverted cross keys this season. It's actually quite popular. There is one thing I want to mention, and this is important because we did run into this not that long ago, and this will be in the rules for the FAQ. If there is a broken seed, we did have one a couple weeks ago in inverted cross keys. Now, they've already identified the bug. Hopefully they fixed it. We won't run into it again. And it's unlikely that we will run into more. But I say this because the rules will specifically say, even if you finish the seed, if it is determined that the seed is logically broken, the result will be nulled. We'll take it out, and it will not count in your record, in your ranking, and most importantly, it will not count in your 10. I only bring that up because if you're doing the last race of the season, and it's your 10th one, and if your luck is horrible and you happen to get a logically broken inverted cross key C, which is extremely unlikely, but if it does, it will not count and you will not get your 10. So keep that in mind as you go into these. But we will have the full FAQ with all the rules. That'll be posted here in the next couple weeks for everybody to review.
Yep.
Yeah, and here are the available prizes that we have for this. We're going to keep, again, exactly the same as we had for last season because we still do have that NT in stock. It's sitting upstairs in my cabinet. And the winner will be able to choose from any of these particular prizes if they so wish. So that's our next Invitational. Season starts on July 24th. The schedule is currently up on the website if you wanted to check it out. We will have the schedule posted on the Google Calendar here. I'll probably get it up today. Doesn't take very long to go ahead and get that posted. And that is that. Herfy, what are you thinking?
I think that all sounds amazing, quite honestly.
Isn't it just amazing?
Yeah.
What do you think about Lazy Kid?
Well, he's also amazing in a very different kind of way, I guess.
That kid, man. I'm so disappointed. I'm so disappointed.
Yeah, we might have to stage an intervention or something at some point soon if this keeps going.
Well, when we brought him on and gave him this job, he needed the job.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he was going to get evicted. You know, he was going to have to move down close to the desert.
Yeah.
And he was, that cave that's down there that nobody goes to, he was going to move in there.
Oh, boy.
But he decided, you know what, I'll get a job. Everything will be great. And then live right across the street from the tavern, and you know how that goes. That tavern it's serious business, man. I bet most people don't go in there, but don't screw around in there. They know their drink. So, well, we have a couple minutes before we're going to go off. Is there anybody in the chat that has a question for us? Now would be the time to post it. Otherwise, that will kind of fulfill our obligations for the day. I will say one other thing. I'm trying to come up with new ways of using this channel, since we do have these large gaps between invitationals. We did a great job of restreams on this channel. This last invitational had a ton of people helping out. It was a very successful invitational. We're going to try to do even more for this next one. So we'll figure it out. I want to try to continue to expand on this, and we're still working out some of the details of things that we might be able to do. So, why are all grab bags and others the same mode? I don't follow what you're asking there.
Yeah.
Oh, why are they the same mode per? We do that for rankings purposes. So it's not fair to have the same people in the same race, but not be a balanced race. So there's a big difference between somebody getting a gold rush seed and then somebody getting an AD inverted keys seed. There's a completely different skill set involved with those two. So we figure you're joining the same race, you should have the same seed. Now, we did have before, we had them random, but since the other part of this is that since we're announcing the modes at the beginning of it, then yeah, it just makes it fair. Obviously, we can't announce it to everybody and everybody have a different mode because everyone's going to figure out who they're playing against, and it'll take no time at all for that to be figured out. So at this point, yeah, we're just gonna keep it going forward like that. It works. At least people have 10 minutes to prep or 10 minutes to bitch. Usually the latter of the two. Will there be more opportunities for user submitted creative modes like Season Champions? Interesting you mention that. Possibly. I'll leave it at that. Possibly. Herfy, I haven't even mentioned this to you. I don't think I have.
I mean, it's a revealed stream for me as well, I guess.
Let's just say I suspect for season 15 we're going to have a variety mode in there somewhere. I'll leave it at that. So,
well, I'm liking the sound of that.
Yeah, we'll see. Any chance of Shop Sanity? Not until they move it into the main hub. We are not going to do any mode that is not supported off of the main website, and I don't think we will ever change that. It just makes it causes too many issues to go off of different forks, because then we have to wait for updates on different forks, and some forks are very different than the others. But if things are brought into the main fork, yeah, we'll start to look into it. I don't see any reason why we can't. There's a lot of good things out there that we could potentially use. I don't suspect we'll go overboard. Like, we're not going to do anything that's going to take like 6 hours to finish, obviously. So, because people aren't going to join anyway.
Yeah, it has to be within reason, but we're definitely willing to take a look at new modes that get added into the main branch and are supported officially, and also are bug free as much as possible. I
Yes,
guess.
bug free is very important. So, do you expect to expand the rotation to 8 modes? Probably not. I think we're good on 7. What did we start with? Did we start with 4 or 5? I can't remember if it was 4 or 5 in the original. I think it was 5. And then we went to 6, and then we're at 7. I think 7 is a really good number right now, just because it spreads things out a little bit. We have enough variety in there. We can still get our evergreen modes in. And it works really well when we have invitationals, because the invitationals are now taking up 2 slots instead of 1. So I think 7 is a really good number. I do not think we would expand to 8. It does make the season a little bit long, because it adds 50 races to the race, or to the season. So very unlikely. So yeah, well, that's right about a half hour. I think we're gonna end things here. Much appreciated, everybody, for showing up. We will have more details posted here within the next week or so. Yeah, thanks everybody for showing up. Thanks for the questions. Herfy, take us on home.
Yeah, as Duncan said, thanks a lot for showing up and participating here. I hope we answered all the questions that you had. I hope you guys are as excited as we are for the new schedule, the new invitational, especially. It's going to be fun. Give it a shot. Use the ladder more, or keep using it as much as you have, and we'll see you on the Discord.